Hello, welcome. In this short video, let us look at another example illustrating how to use the laws of probability in order to compute the probabilities of different events. So consider an experiment in which we have to monitor phone calls and observe what type of phone is used and also the speed of the user. So suppose that the phone call set has two. So suppose that type of phone has two possibilities basically, either a cell phone or a mobile phone. Cell phone denoted by letter H and mobile phone denoted by letter M. And the type of and also the second observation is the speed of the user. Speed of user, which is either fast or slow, denoted by letter W. Fast is denoted by letter F. So our goal is to, that is experiment, is to monitor a phone call and determine whether determine the type and speed of the type of the phone and speed of the user. So the sample space consists of four possible outcomes, that is either a cell phone and a fast user, cell phone and a slow user. The speed is basically the speed of the vehicle of the user. So a mobile phone and a fast user, and also mobile phone and a slow user. So there are four possible outcomes. So we are given the probabilities that the user is fast. The probability that the user is fast is given by 0.5, is equal to 0.5. Probability that the user is using cell phone and is fast is equal to 0.2, and probability of MW, that is a mobile phone and also a slow user, is equal to 0.1. So we are given this information. Our goal is to find different probabilities. For the first one is we want to find probability of MF, that is user is using mobile phone and is fast. So is equal to the probability of MF is equal to, and we can be determined by using the law that the probability of an event is equal to the probabilities of outcomes in the event. Sum of the probabilities of the outcomes in the event. That is probability of MF plus probability of HF. So we already know probability of F, which is equal to 0.5. And we do not know probability of MF, and we know probability of HF, which is 0.2. So probability of MF is equal to 0.3. So in order to determine any other probabilities, we need to know the probabilities of all the individual outcomes. But we know that probability of HF is given, probability of MW is given, is MW, and probability of MF is just calculated. Now we want to know the probability of HW. But by using the law of total probability, that is probability of sample space, which is equal to 1, is also equal to the sum of the probabilities of all the individual outcomes in the sample space, that is equal to P of HF, P of HW, probability of MF plus probability of MW. So the only probability that we do not know is the probability of HW, that is this one. So probability of HW is equal to 1 minus the sum of all the remaining probabilities, that is probability of HF is 0.2, probability of MF is 0.3, and probability of MW is 0.1. So which is equal to 0.6. 1 minus 0.6 is equal to 0.4. So probability of HW is 0.4. Now we want to find the probability of the event W, that is the user is slow, which is basically equal to the sum of the probabilities of HW and probability of MW. So is equal to, we know that probability of HW is equal to 0.4 and MW is given by 0.1. So probability of a slow user is equal to 0.5. We can also calculate the probability of a cell phone, the probability that the user is using a cell phone, that is probability of H, which is equal to probability of HW plus probability of HF, which is equal to probability of HW is given by 0.4 and probability of HF is given by 0.2. So probability of H is equal to 0.6. That is the probability that a user is using a cell phone is equal to 0.6. Thus, we can use different laws of probability to calculate the probabilities of different events. Thanks for watching.